All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Halayim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so I got this article here, and as you see on screen, the title reads, Starmer seriously considers introducing digital ID system to fix immigration and public services. All right, why is everyone all of a sudden, all right, the past few years, all right, everyone is all of the sudden talking about digital ID systems. All right, all these people that sit in high places like your presidents, your prime ministers, all right, CEOs of giant corporations and administrations and all that, they're all talking about digital IDs. Your politicians, your mayors, all right, they're all talking about a digital ID system. Why is that? Because they're all puppets for the elites, man. Okay, these people that sit in high places, they're all puppets for the elites to carry out the agenda of the elites, all right, which is to bring forth the new world order. And part of that new world order is to what? To have everyone microchipped on this earth. That's biblical prophecy, known as the mark of the beast in the scriptures, man. All right, so gradually, all right, they create digital ID systems for everyone to get used to. All right, that's how they condition you. All right, to get everyone living in a digital world. All right, so when the mark of the beast gets ushered out, all right, you people have no problem taking it, man. You'll line up like the brain dead sheep you are, man. All right, you're gonna think it's just another step toward to advancement in society or something like that, man. And you just be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do it, man. We ain't got to carry money no more. We ain't, I'm saying, like, I ain't got to carry an ID no more. My license, my everything is gonna be on that that MOTB, that microchip, and they're gonna make it sound convenient so you can take it, man. No more losing money. You'll never be lost anymore. We'll always know who you are. Your medical records is on it. We're gonna know what you need if anything happens to you. If you need more insulin or whatever, like they're gonna make it sound real convenient so you can take it, man. All right. But anyway, let's get into this article, man. All right, because I did something like this not too long ago, but it's on the news again, man. All right, it's in the news, man. It's in the articles, man. All right, so it says Starmer seriously considers introducing digital ID systems to fix immigration and public services. Yeah, so they always got some excuse, some disguise, all right, or some fake ass reason, all right, some guys, all right, to bring out a digital ID system, man. All right, but anyway, let's read. It says British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is giving serious consideration to the idea of introducing a digital ID system, despite long-standing warnings by civil liberty advocates. All right, it says Sir Keir, all right, reportedly sees such a move as necessary. You see, all right, everyone's you got Kill Gates, you know, all these billionaires and people that sit in high places, man. All right, these CEOs and owners of large corporations talking about digital ID is necessary, and you know what I mean. All right, Sir Keir. See, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, like the scriptures say. All right, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And what's one of Satan's devices, man? All right, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. All right, the RFID microchip is indeed, all right, the mark of the beast, man. All right, for great certainty and with great surety, I tell you, man. All right, because you have false prophets. You're gonna have these false prophets tell you that the mark of the beast is not the RFID microchip. All right, they'll tell you it's a spiritual thing. The mark of the beast is a spiritual thing. No, it's an actual physical thing. All right, that the elites want to implant under your skin. Complete control, man. All right, that's the whole point of the new world order. All right, to have everyone on this earth enslaved under Esau Edom's technology. All right, which is the RFID microchip. All right, Sir Kier reportedly sees such a move as necessary if his Labor Party want to crack down on illegal immigration and make public service delivery more efficient. All right. See how they always got some fake ass guys, all right, for to bring out a digital ID, man. All right, it says as director of prosecution, Sir Kier was a self-styled modernizer, all right, who singled out the use of paper files and the need for the profession to utilize modern IT solutions. All right, now cabinet colleagues say that the prime minister has growth increasing convinced of the need to harness the power of technology to challenge some of the biggest problems facing his government. While no proposal is expected soon, Downing Street is reported to be considering the workability of issuing every individual a unique digital identifier. All right, the tag would be used to check an individual's rights to live and work in this country, all right, as well as their eligibility, all right, eligibility to access healthcare or housing. All right, advisors to Sir Kier believe such a system could help smooth the friction between individuals and the state, and have noted the success of the official NHS app. All right, it says there would reportedly be no requirement to carry any kind of physical ID card. You see, all right, enough with the tangible digital the physical ID cards, man. All right, in much the same way as national insurance cards now work. You see, they make it sound convenient. There's no reason, all right, for you to carry a physical ID. You ain't gotta carry that no more. All right. All right. It says a system of identity cards was originally introduced in September 1939. All right, under the National Registration Act, but it was repealed in May 1952. All right, a huge driver for the introduction of a universal, all right, digital ID appears to be a new paper by the Tony Blair Institute, all right, commissioned by Starmer's chief of staff Morgan McSweeney. A universal, bro, not just one. Universal is the entire earth. All right, it says the paper presents digital ID as a crucial step in meeting the demands of voters in the modern world, as well helping to curtail immigration in a bid to neuter the threat of Reform UK. And another reason they let these things happen, all right? You know, they talk about immigration and all that, but they let all these immigrants, they create the problems, all right? So they could come behind it with the solution, man. They do that on order ab chaos, man. Order ab chaos, man. All right? So they create problems so they could so they have a reason why to carry out or bring out or usher in the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. See, the elites are waiting for the right event. They're just waiting for the right event to usher out the mark of the beast. All right, the right type of chaos they're waiting for, man. All right, to usher in and make the mark of the beast mandatory, man. All right, and they're going to create that chaos, man. You understand? All right. So it says the proposal. I just read that, or did I? It says the proposal has reportedly been met with enthusiasm by several of the most influential figures in the Labor cabinet. All right. Proponents of the scheme are believed to include Health Secretary Wes Streeting, Technology Secretary Peter Kyle, and Counselor of the Duchy of Lancaster Pat McFadden. All right, it says one senior labor figure told the Times, I think it is now coming. Yvette is no longer resistant. They're working through the how. Another senior figure added, there is overwhelming support in the Parliament Party, so I am hoping we get to the conclusion soon. All right, and you got a picture here. A picture speaks 1,000 words, they say, right? And look who they got in the picture: Esau, Edom. All right, and they're laughing. All right, with a paper in front of them: migrant crisis, civil unrest, digital ID rollout, internet censorship, and this is all gonna happen. All right, this is what the elites are going to create. All right, a migrant crisis, civil unrest, all why? So they could carry out a digital ID system, man. They create the problem so they could come behind it with the solution, all right? Digital ID rollout, internet censorship. Yeah, because pretty soon the internet is going to be done away with, man. All right, there's not going to be no more internet, all right? The entire power grid is going to go out, man. All right, there's not going to be no more internet, all right? And that goes into a prophecy known as the famine of the word. All right, why are they going to shut off the internet, man? Because a lot of truth is on the internet, man. A lot of truth is on the internet, man. All right, and first and foremost is because the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord are teaching on the internet, man. All right, and their words are going throughout the four corners of the earth by the internet, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that in Proverbs. All right, Proverbs 19. If I'm not mistaken, Proverbs. Or is it Psalms 19? No, I think it's Psalms 19. All right. Yeah, I think it's Psalms 19. Let's grab that real quick. Psalms 19. All right. Yeah. All right, this is Psalms 19. I'll start at the first verse. It says, Psalms 19:1, it says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. So this is David, all right, singing in the spirit. All right, it says, the heavens declared the glory of Yahweh, all right, and the firmament showeth his handiwork, all right. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Yeah, talking about the prophets, all right, because you got the prophets of the Lord scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, all right. The Israelites were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, all right, and the prophets could only prophets could only be Israelites, man. All right, the prophets were never of any other nation, man. All right, the prophets of the Lord were only Israelites, man. Who are the Israelites today? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, but you also got the prophets scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, under the nations where they have been scattered. All right, sounding and looking like those other nations, man. You're gonna have prophets looking Chinese and Japanese. All right, you're gonna have prophets looking Italian and all that, man. You know, but they're really Israelites, man. All right, because it only takes a couple generations to look like the people that you were scattered amongst, man. All right, so you got the prophets speaking in different languages, man. It says there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. And how did the prophets of the Lord in this time, all right, the ones that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, all right, all the prophets that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, how did they hear this word? Through the internet, man. All right, it says their line is gone all throughout the earth. Yeah, meaning they're teaching their word, all right, their works, all right, has gone all throughout the earth. And that's because the internet, man. The Lord created the internet, all right, so the prophets, all right, could reach throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right. Because what do the scriptures say? The gospel shall be taught. Let's get that as well. All right. The gospel shall be taught throughout. Let's get that. Throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. All right, something like that. I forgot. That's Matthew, all right? I think that's Yahushua speaking. All right? Yahushua, all right? Yeah, this is Yahushua speaking, all right? This is Matthew, all right, 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Why? Because the Israelites are scattered, all right, throughout the four corners of the earth. They're scattered in all nations. All right, that's why the Lord said, go teach all nations. And he wasn't literally talking about all nations, man. He was talking about the Israelites that are scattered in those nations, all right? Because the word of the Lord, All right, the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is only for the nation of Israel. He did not give his word to no other nation, man. Okay? All right, Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Yes, so this gospel has to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, the true gospel, the true understanding, all right, is going to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. That's how you know Christianity is not the true gospel, man. Right? Because Christianity been throughout all the earth, man. We're in 2025, man. All right, Christianity been throughout all the earth. How come the end hasn't come yet? How come Yahweh Shai hasn't returned yet? All right, the earth has to, and this is all throughout the earth, man. All right, so that's how we know, as you see, that's why all these prophecies are coming together right now as we speak, man. If you don't live under a rock, everything that Yahweh Shai said is right happening right now. All right, you got a 8.8 an 8.8 earthquake that just happened in Russia, all right, a few days ago, and another one just happened just recently, another one today, I think, a 7.0, man, and it caused a tsunami, man, tsunami waves. And then you got the 600-year-old a volcano that has been dormant for 600 years is now active, man, about to explode, man. You got the nations rising up against nations, because the Lord said kingdom shall be against kingdom, nation against nation, all right? And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. Come on, man, like, we right here, bro. All right, it says Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's gonna happen by the internet, man. The internet does the heavy lifting. All right, because the Lord said, go out to the highways and hedges, right, to preach this gospel. And that's what we literally do. We literally go out to the streets, to the highways and hedges. But what's the main highway that's going to reach throughout the four corners of the earth? The internet, man. I could upload a video, all right, and in 5 minutes, someone in Japan could be listening to it, all right? Someone that might be of the elect, an Israelite that's in Japan, that might be of the elect. That's why the Lord got him watching it. And if he be of the elect, he gonna come into the fold, man. You know? All right, it says Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right, and just like right here, it says Psalms 19:4, their line is gone out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And that's done through the internet, man. That's why you got prophets, because it started in New York. This truth started in New York, man. The Lord rose up the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord. All right, starting with Abba Bivens here in New York, man. In New York, all right, on the East Coast, man. And now this gospel spread throughout the four corners of the earth, man. That goes to show you the power of the Lord. Their line is gone out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them has he set a tabernacle for the sun. All right, so our line, our voice has gone throughout the ends of the world, man. All right, and that's done through the internet, man. Okay, so let's just go back here, man. All right, it says migrant crisis, civil unrest, digital ID rollout, internet censorship, man. All right, and yeah, all right, that's what I was getting into. The internet, all right, is going to be shut off, and that goes into the prophecy of the famine of the word, because pretty soon you're not going to hear this word no more. You're not going to listen to the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord on the internet no more, man. When all hell breaks loose, people are going to be looking for the prophets, man. Where are those guys we call crazy? The ones that said America's about to be destroyed, World War III and nuclear missiles are going to fly very soon. Where they at? We can't find them no more. The prophecy says that the Lord is going to pull us from off the streets and the highways. All right? He's going to close our mouths. All right? Because when our mouths are closed and the internet is shut down and you can't find the true prophets of the Lord on the corners no more, on the highways and hedges, all right, the door is closed, man. All right, the Lord's mercy is shut, man. All right, but now you see the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord on the highways and hedges. You see these videos going out, all right, daily, all right, from the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord, all right, which are the Israelites of Great Millstone and the ones that teach like Great Millstone, that same doctrine, all right. Those are the true prophets of the Lord. They have 100% truth of the Bible, man. All right. This whole internet is about to shut down. This entire power grid is about to get shut down, man. Okay. All right. That's Amos the 8th chapter 11th verse. All right. The Lord said He's gonna send a famine in the land, not a famine of food or water, but famine of hearing the words of the Lord, man. And they shall run to and fro from the east to the west, looking for the word, and they shall not find it. Woo! All right, roughly paraphrasing that, man. All right, that's what's getting ready to pop off, man. All right, matter of fact, let's bring that out real quick. All right, let's get that. What's that? Amos, right? Amos 8 and 11. All right, Amos 8 and 11. It says, behold, the days come, save the Lord God Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. All right, yeah, because pretty soon you're not going to be able to hear this truth no more. All right, the truth that comes from the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord, which are the Israelites of Great Millstone, and the ones that teach like Great Millstone, that same doctrine. Okay. You're not gonna hear you're not gonna see the prophets out on the highways and hedges no more. You're not gonna see these videos going up. All right, because when all hell breaks loose out here, all right, when great death and when great hell, great anguish and sorrow and mourning, all right, pops off here in America, famine, all right, you people are gonna be looking for answers because you people are gonna be in great confusion, man. You're not going to know what the hell is going on, but you're going to know that a higher power is doing this. All right, that's the type of trouble that's getting ready to pop off here in America. That you're going to know that a higher power is doing what's getting ready to come upon this earth, man. And you're going to be looking for answers, man. But you're not going to find them. The same people you call crazy and bugged out and devils, and the same people you call false prophets, you're going to be looking for them, man. All right. Where are those guys that said America, that said all this was going to happen? Where are they? And we didn't listen. Now it's too late now because we told you so. We told you so. But you ain't want to listen. And that's why you're going to be numbered to the slaughter. All right. Isaiah 65. All right. Verse 12. It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. Yeah, all right, because the Lord had his hand stretched out, all right, but you rejected the word of the Lord. You rejected the prophets, all right. And the Lord said, those that hate you, all right, hate me, and those that hate me hate him that sent me. All right. So it's, if they hate us, if they reject us, they really rejecting Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. Because that's how the Lord speaks. He speaks through us. Matter of fact, let's get that as well. All right. That's how the Lord speaks. He speaks through his prophets. All right. Hebrews. All right. The Lord not going to come down here himself. He set up men. All right. On this earth to judge this earth. All right. Hebrews 1. Let's grab that. All right. It's in many spots actually. Hebrews 1:1. It says the Most High. All right. God, whose name is Yahweh. All right. Yahweh. Yahweh. All right. Yahweh. Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. All right. Yahweh. All right. Who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets. So that's how the Lord always speaks. All right. He always spoke to us by the prophets, man. All right. And that's how it is to this very day, man. All right. Let's get Luke, the first chapter. All right. Luke 1:70. All right. Just to bring that, bring that out. It says, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. All right. So the Lord has always spoke by the mouth of his holy. The Lord always spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets. All right. Which have been since the world began. Yeah. So the prophets have always been here, going all the way back to Adam and Eve in the garden, man. All right. They have always been here. Okay. All right. That's what it meant when it says that they hid their face from the voice of the Lord and hid among the trees. All right. The voice of the Lord was talking about the prophets hid among the trees, meaning they hid amongst the other nations, the people, man. Because they thought maybe the Lord couldn't find them in the midst of many people, man. It wasn't talking about actual trees. The trees represents peoples and nations, man. You know? He thought they could hide themselves, that the Lord wasn't going to find them, all right, in the midst of a crowd, you know? It says, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, man. All right, so, you know, really just to bring you this news, man, to keep you updated what's going on, man. We're watching out here. We're letting you know so you don't live under a rock, man. All right, we're watching. All right, we're warning. All right, so just bringing this news to the forefront, man. Letting you know what's happening, man. It's that type of video, man. All right, in the news type of video, man. All right. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazad, this lesson was edifying. All right. Call Halalyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. All right. So, on to the next one. Shalom, shalom.